Good morning. What we're going to do today is I'm going to cook a chuck roast. I'm going to show you how to sear it and what to put on it, where to cook it, how to cook it, put some vegetables in there with it. So let's get to it. Thanks for joining us this morning. What we're doing with this chuck roast starting off this morning, putting some olive oil on there, putting some salt, putting pepper on both sides, some garlic salt, some onion salt, and some rosemary. Then we're going to take it outside. We're going to put it on the griddle. We're going to sear both sides. Well, we're going to put some butter on there too. We're going to sear both sides really hot. And then we'll bring it and we'll put it in a Dutch oven. And we'll put some water in there with it. And a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. But that's how we're going to cook this chuck roast. Well, we're out here in the rain today, but I've got a cover. I'm going to put the chuck roast on the griddle. Our griddle is super hot, and the wind is blowing, about knocking us down out here. And we've got our canopy up. I'm going to put some pats of butter on top of our chuck roast. Just close the lid for a little bit. We're going to let that sear on that side. I'm going to flip this guy over. Look at that. We'll put him on a different part of the griddle. See, he was right there. Now he's going to be over here for a little while. All right, we got our second side seared of our chuck roast. We got a Pit Boss iron skillet, cast iron skillet. Got a little oil in the bottom of it. Got a roast seared on both sides. We're going to lay that down in that oil. We're going to take these onions, we're going to put them on top of our roast. We'll take that, we're going to go put it in the oven in the house, which you put it in there at 250 for the rest of the afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock right now. By 6 o'clock in about 4 hours, that roast is going to be perfect. We're going to put some potatoes and carrots and celery in there with it a little bit later, right about 5 o'clock probably. Let them cook in there with that big roast, but man, that's going to be good. All right, got our cast iron skillet bucket. We're going to put in the oven, the home oven at 250. We'll see how it goes. Before we put that chuck roast in the iron skillet and put it in the oven, we put some oil in the bottom of the skillet, and then we put some, put about 32 ounces of water probably in the skillet, and then put the roast that's been seared out on the Pit Boss on the griddle. You could do that on top of the stove if you wanted to. Okay, we have our potatoes, our carrots, and our celery. Okay, we've got our carrots in there, we've got our onions in there. That's been cooking about 3 or 4 hours. Well, 3 hours, yeah. And now we're going to put our carrots and our potatoes, we're going to put those in there. So let's grab these guys. Country cooking, but man, that roast, if you saw it, it is out of sight. And those onions are melted on there. You won't have a better roast than this right here, in my opinion. That's just country cooking. Life on Cedar Ridge. Man, it's good. Let's put some salt and pepper in there. We're going to put the lid back on for about an hour. Put it back in the oven, probably on about 350 this time. All right, we got our Dutch oven coming out of the oven. We've had it on 350 for about, 30, 45 minutes or something like that. And let's see what we got here in this pot. We've got our roast. We've got our potatoes, carrots, and celery and onions in there with that good looking roast. Man, life on Cedar Ridge. It sure is good. Let's dig in.